Salvete omnes. If you'd like to support the channel along with these patrons, there's a link in the description box below. There are a couple of different words that get translated as to know, and the reason we will focus on these verbs is because we often have to use the subjunctive mood together with these verbs, and this can make things tricky. Here's the first word meaning to know. Mox omnes scient. Mox means soon, and the verb scient is in the future tense to make its connection to English more obvious. This is where the word science came from, which is the only way we can know anything. So this phrase means, soon everyone will know. The next verb means to know in the sense of to become acquainted with something. And it is most used in the past tense, which even sounds like know because it is know we. We use the past tense because it's like saying, I became acquainted with something and continue to know it. For example, Patrem Mariae novi. I know Mary's father. As you can see, this word is usually used with people one knows. But we can also use it for things you found out or learned, as in, multa e libris eius novi. I learned a lot from his books. Let's return to scio now, which has the following negative version. Nescio ubi habitet. I don't know where he or she lives. We have to use the subjunctive mood because there is doubt involved. And remember, in general, we just switch the vowel for the subjunctive mood. All the conjugations of to be in the subjunctive mood switch to I. So try to say, I don't know where they are. Nescio ubi sint. Another similar word that uses the subjunctive mood is intelligo, which means I understand. But note, sometimes it's written with two I's and sometimes with two E's, as in intelligo. We'll continue with the two E's because this word was derived from inter plus lego, and someone who can read inter the lines can understand. Here's our first example with this word. Quid dicas intelligo. I understand what you're saying. And now try, I don't know what to say. Quid dicam nescio. Did you remember the M? As we know, the verb for to go is irregular, like in English. Here it is in the subjunctive form. Nescio quo eas. I don't know where you're going. We simply conjugate it as if it were the verb eare. Another irregular verb is the one for to do or make, facere. We saw this a lot in Genesis, but there it was in the passive subjunctive form, fiat. But this can help us figure out how to say, he knows what he's doing. Scit quid faciat. However, when there's no doubt, we can just use the infinitive form. Try to say, I know that you're a farmer, using the infinitive form for to be. Scio te agricolam esse. When we have an embedded phrase, the subject is in the accusative form. This was covered in my video on the accusative form. And remember, esse is like an equal sign, so the declination has to match for both the subject and the adjective in this case. Let's try another one. Say, I know you are a teacher. Te magistrum esse scio. This brings us to the lesson's adage, which is something we all need to remind ourselves of from time to time. Ut quisque maxime scit, ita maxime se nihil scire intelligit. The more you know, the more you understand that you know nothing. This is especially true for language learning because there's no end to what you can learn and no point that we're done learning. And finally, let's end on an extra credit problem. Can you say, I know a man who speaks Latin? Noi virum qui Latine loquatur. If you got that one, then you get an A++. Okay, see you next time. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share, and if you can, help support the channel on Patreon, where there are audio downloads and transcripts of each dialogue and story. Gratias!